Hello, class, and this is our week 3 video discussion. I'm a little late here, a day late with actually posting this, as I try to make it a point and an initiative to have these video discussions posted Tuesday of every week. So I just want to go over the agenda in terms of what's due this week. Of course, your week 3 discussion question and post, and many of you all have started to work on this. That's going to be due on Thursday, your initial post with your week 3 video and final paper portion. That's going to be due Sunday at midnight. And of course, do not forget to take the week 3 quiz, as I did make some announcements with that. One of the things I was not able to do, I was not able to float the quizzes over into the modules. So as you know already, you just click on the assignments tab and it can take you directly to the quiz. So some key things to remember this week are competitive markets, free competition, also monopolies, also economic analysis, as well as accounting analysis. So when I think about those terms in particular, for example, free market, there's no price setting. All right. It's an open field to be able to have an easy entry as well as an easy exit. So that's one of the things about dealing with perfect competition and entering into a free market. Another thing here would happen to be monopolies. Now, with monopolies, when you think about price setting, of course, all right, you have maybe one company who does the price setting of their goods and services, and there is no to limited, or should I say limited to no competition when you're dealing with a monopoly. So some things to kind of remember here, also economic analysis as well as accounting analysis. Accounting analysis, okay, would be the overall analysis of a business, and I would have to say that that kind of takes a standpoint of microeconomics as opposed to macro, where when you're doing an economic analysis, you're looking at the industry as a whole, okay, and you're doing an overall evaluation in terms of different trends related to that industry. And let's say, for example, on a nationwide basis, how is that particular industry impacted when it comes to doing the economic analysis? Whereas with the accounting analysis, you kind of break it down per company per se, and that company is managing their overhead expenses compared to what they probably bring in terms of revenue on a quarterly basis and what they happen to produce annually on an annual basis. So it's just making sure that there's profitability coming in within the company, that the company is not operating in the red, for example, and that the overhead should be also kept limited when managing the accounting expenses for a company or firm. Then a few other things to look at here, and I'm just going to kind of open this up a little bit. I kind of discussed profits, that discussion question, as you're going to be doing a comparison between the economic analysis as well as the accounting analysis, and it's going to have you to engage within the textbook and define some terms and definitions. I want to move on here to diaphragm. And one of the things with this in particular, I look at this as being a matter of ethics pertaining to a company. Okay, not only are we dealing with accounting principles and the accounting analysis and the economic sustainability of a company, but we also want to look at the ethics when it comes to the operations. Okay, when it talks about the mission statements, when it talks about the company's practices and policies, all that's tied in, as you know, with in the business ethics when it comes to a company. So one of the things that I did with this one in particular, okay, Martin Shkreli. This is a very kind of interesting post that was put together. Okay, what he did was that he was found guilty in so many words, okay, of violating terms, okay, that impounded a legal aspect as well as a lack of ethics when it comes to the production of a drug, the drug diaphragm. Excuse me, as a matter of fact. I took the liberty to do this because I wanted to kind of share this with the class that you will get a kickstart and a jumpstart in answering this post. And as a matter of fact, some of you all already have engaged and given me your initial response. I encourage everyone definitely, okay, by all means, with any work that you do, is to do your own research and then also make sure that you cite your references while you are actually doing that research in your writing. So whether it be within the paper portions or within the discussion post, just make sure that you're doing that. But by all means, look into this link and you can actually use this to answer and give your initial response. And this comes off of cnbc.com. So let me go back here, go down to week 3, and we're going to talk about your video review that's going to be due this week. Now, this is really a hot topic that's engaging the country. I know that many of you all over the last couple of years have heard about the protest regarding the increase of minimum wage. For example, fast food workers protesting that they should get paid at least $15 an hour for their labor so that they can have somewhat of an adequate living or to be able to afford, the rising cost of living, in so many words. Disposable income of $15 an hour, I don't know. To be honest, that's debatable, especially with the rising inflation cost that we happen to be dealing with right now in today's current economic market. So with this video review, you're going to put together a video presentation, of course, using Screencast. And you're going to talk about the minimum wage rates over the last 50 years. How does it compare to inflation rates over the same time? So take into consideration, for example, our current inflation rates. Straight down the board, when you think about your products, goods, and commodities, everything costs more. You go to the grocery store, you're paying more for every item, for dairy products, for produce, for meats, even canned goods, whatever it may be. Look at the gas pump. Ouch. That one really hurts. The average here in Wisconsin happens to be a little bit over $5 per gallon. Okay, so think about the person, that's making the minimum wage and how complex and how difficult that can be when it comes to them trying to survive on a day-to-day basis. So that will be your week 3 video review. Let me go back here. Your final paper portions, I am very impressed so far with the writing that everyone has produced. I'm loving your overall economic analysis. And what I've noticed with the class overall is that there are different countries that have been selected to compare the overall economic analysis with that of the United States. So we're going to talk about the labor market, the labor rates. We're going to talk about the most popular careers as related to industries. And we're going to talk about wages. What's considered to be a medium salary wage, what's considered to be an upper salary. Also talking about the minimum wage disputes, again, that we've been dealing with now for, I would have to say, pretty much longer than a couple of years. And then look at what's considered to be poverty level. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, on a nationwide whole, for a family to make a gross income of under $24,000 a year, that's considered to be poverty level. Now, do I have my exact reference site to support that? No. But I do remember coming across that and actually reading that. Just imagine if prices continue to inflate more. What do you think is going to happen to the curve of that poverty level? If you've noticed, a lot of things that we've been dealing with supply and demand curves, but we've been dealing with curves shifting so far within this course. So think about it. The inflation of prices, what does that do to the curve of the poverty level when it comes to average salaries or annual salaries? Well, guess what? If anything, it begins to hike it. So let's say, for example, prices continue to inflate within 3 years from now. What's considered to be, pardon me here, sorry, that's my phone. What would be considered to be a poverty level? It could be 30,000 compared to 24,000 in so many words. So again, 400 to 600 words. Um, Make sure that you use APA format. Again, everybody, your papers have been looking great um, by grading the week one paper portions. Now, just a reminder, when it comes to final projects, what I normally do and papers, I normally end up grading that on Thursdays no later than Friday. It may happen to overlap this week to Saturday, where all final video reviews and paper portions for week two will be actually graded on a Saturday of this week. So, okay, everybody. Again, reminder to take the quiz as you go to the assignments tab for number 3, quiz number 3. And I'm just going to tap on the quizzes right here. And as you can see, it is available. And that will be due on, of course, June the 10th. That is the due date for your week 3 quiz. Okay, everyone, this is your Professor Javier Black. Again, my availability hours, 5 to 8 p.m. if you need to reach me by phone. And that is Monday through Saturday, 5 to 8 p.m. Okay, everyone, take care and have a good week, or a good Wednesday and a good week. And blessings to you.